Have you ever noticed that vacation doesn't really start the moment the plane lands? For some women, it's on the third day or maybe the fourth day. You've been looking forward to this trip for months and months. You've booked the flight, you've reserved the hotel, cleared your calendar, just booked the excursion, you've packed your bags. Your husband is excited, your friends are posting beach photos, and everyone says, oh, you deserve this. It'll be really great to get away. And then you get there, but your mind doesn't really get there. You're sitting by the pool thinking about an email. You're at dinner and you're already planning and stressed about even getting home. One of my clients said she was worried about the flight so much and making sure everybody was there and got on their return flight that she really didn't spend any time enjoying her trip because she was so worried about getting home, getting back home to the kids and her responsibilities and her business and everything, that she spent the whole time worrying. Maybe for you, it's you're watching the sunset while wondering if your team has everything that they need. Your body is in the Bahamas, but your mind is at the office. And something interesting happens, maybe on the fourth or fifth day. You finally exhale. You laugh more. You sleep like the really good deep sleep. You notice the ocean. You become yourself again. And just as your body begins to settle, it's time to go home. So if you've ever had the thought of, I don't understand why it takes my body days and days to relax, then today's conversation is for you. Let's talk about that client who told me that it took her the whole vacation trying to relax because she was so worried about the ride home. I want to share with you, another client told me that I need a vacation from my vacation because I spent the whole vacation trying to unwind. She felt so tense, so undeserving of this vacation, so tired from all the things that she had to do when she left, all the things she had to organize to get to go on vacation, and then all the things that she had waiting there for her when she got home. She spent so much time trying to stop herself from thinking, so much time trying to calm down her physical body, the tension, the nervousness, the frustration, the freaking guilt, that she felt like she was even more exhausted when she got home. The vacation here is not the problem, right? We've been misunderstanding what's happening because most people assume that they're really exhausted because they work too much. Sometimes that's true. Let's face it, sometimes that's true. But many of the women that I work with have taken the vacations, they've reduced their hours, they've delegated more, they've built successful businesses, created financial freedom for themselves. Their workload changed, but their inner experience, their internal experience, what was happening in their body and in their nervous systems did not change. That's the real issue, because if the workload changes and your body keeps responding the same way, then you know the workload wasn't the whole story in the first place. So if you're finding yourself in this, remember this is not an opportunity to judge yourself. Just to lean in and listen and acknowledge what you've experienced so that you can see how to make the change that you want, so that you don't have to live exhausted anymore, okay? Let's think about what's actually being interrupted here. Maybe you've been dreaming of walking the streets of Italy, or sitting on the beach, or reading by the lake. And instead, you reread the same 4 pages because your mind keeps leaving, and you're not even sure what paragraph you started thinking about something else on. And your husband says, "Isn't this beautiful?" And you smile, and then you realize you didn't even hear the stinking question. Your attention was pulled somewhere else. That's what hurts. Not the vacation, but those very moments that you came for. You pull yourself out of them. Now, I want to really address what burnout is here, okay? Like we said, it's not necessarily the workload. It's not always about doing too much. Sometimes it's about never stopping the invisible work. You know, as a leader, here's what I mean, that no one sees all the jobs that you're doing. No one sees the second and third and fourth job that you have. The first job is obvious, right? You're leading the company, you're running the meetings, you're taking care of clients, you're taking care of your team, you're making decisions. The second job, the third job, the fourth job, they're invisible. Monitoring yourself, negotiating with yourself. Just relax until you get done with this meeting. Then you can take a break. You can relax after you get this project done. Okay, just calm down long enough for me to get through this meeting. Just focus your mind enough just to get through writing this chapter or whatever the thing is that you have to do. And it's not just happening at work, most likely. It's happening in your personal life where you're negotiating with yourself, managing yourself, coping with the feelings that are happening inside your body all the time. These are all the additional jobs that nobody sees. I know, it's a lot. Take a moment. Take a breath. You're working so hard, trying to calm your body down, trying to stay one step ahead, and thinking through every possible outcome before it could possibly happen. You're talking yourself through ordinary moments. And guess what? The second and third and fourth job, they come on vacation too. The scenery changes, but what's happening on the inside with all those jobs isn't changing. So my client said to me, he kept asking if I was okay. And I was okay in the great sense of the word, right? But she said, I just couldn't stop thinking. My mind was racing. My heart was racing at times. I was going through all the possible scenarios of everything in my life. Because I didn't have a bunch of tasks in front of me, my body didn't even really feel safe being on vacation. Because it had gotten so used to having so many jobs to do all the time, it took all those jobs that I do, the ones that people can see, and all the ones that I couldn't see, and just kept working through vacation. She kept saying, I'm fine. She kept saying, I'm okay, but she wasn't really there. She wasn't really present. She wasn't experiencing the colors of the sky and the colors of the flowers and the colors of the sunset and the sunrise. She wasn't experiencing how good the food was tasting. She wasn't experiencing that space between her thoughts like you like to get on vacation. So I want you to ask yourself if you've ever said that answer of, I'm fine, I'm okay, knowing you weren't ever actually really present. And it's just to check in with yourself. It's not a place to judge yourself, okay? Here's why your body doesn't trust the vacation. One of the things I explain to my clients is that your subconscious mind learns through repetition, okay? So if you have spent years and years and years carrying responsibility, which I know most of you have, that you have carried responsibility probably since you were a child. I know, because I've been working with women like you for 22 years, and I am a woman like you, so I know that these things are often true. You've been carrying responsibility throughout your entire life. You've been watching for problems. You've been taking care of everyone and preparing for what might happen next. Take a breath. Just be with me and be present here with us, okay? Your subconscious mind believes that that's simply how life works. Because that's the way it's been over and over and over. Your subconscious mind thinks that's how we do this. So when you arrive somewhere beautiful, the scenery says you can relax. You can maybe even hear the staff at the resort say, oh, you can relax. We'll handle the details. And your subconscious mind says, keep watching. Keep hypervigilant. Keep paying attention. Your conscious mind wants the vacation. I mean, that's why you booked it. That's why you spent all that time poring over the website and picking your excursions and planning your outfits and doing all the things, because that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to vacate your mind for a while, but your subconscious mind is still guarding. It's still protecting you. It's still working. That's why you can know you're safe and still feel really restless, still feel unsafe on some level, still feel jittery, edgy, resentful, guilty, frustrated. And then the layers of frustration on yourself, of guilt and irritation that you can't relax, that there must be something wrong with you. And like I said, this is not about judging yourself. It's just about acknowledging. When your subconscious mind says, keep watching, that's what you do. You're not having a conscious thought with yourself that says, oh yeah, my subconscious mind says I should keep watching. And you're overriding it and saying, no, I'm fine, we're fine. And that feeling goes away. No, you just quickly, quietly, subtly slide into having some tension in your body that keeps you more vigilant. Having some heart pounding moments where you're like, oh yeah, I should be paying attention to this. I should make sure everybody's okay. I should make sure everybody's happy. I should make sure the staff at the resort is doing their job. I should make sure that I'm never quite fully relaxed, because I am never really fully relaxed, and that feels weird to my body. So give yourself some love. Let's talk about something really simple here. Maybe it's the first day of vacation. You're drinking your coffee and you're overlooking the water, and instead of noticing the waves, you are thinking about next Tuesday's to-do list. All the stuff that you got to do when you get back. Maybe you're feeling guilty for all the things that you're not doing right now for your business or for your clients or for your team. Or maybe you're thinking about all the things that you left behind that were undone, including that big goal that you've been working on for like 5 years and you haven't quite hit it yet. You probably should have finished the book before you went on vacation, right? And you just notice that the real cost here, the hard part isn't that you're tired. It's at realizing that much of your life has been happening while your attention has been somewhere else, where there's a constant level of distraction. The conversations that you barely remember, the meals that you can't really say that you tasted, that you rushed right through. Maybe that sunset that you photographed, but you didn't really experience it. Maybe the walk where you were moving, but your mind was still at work. These little moments, they are signals, they matter. You know, our body is taking in data all the time, and it's giving us data all the time. So we don't have to judge it. We just get to acknowledge it and get curious about it. Notice that these moments matter, because they're the reason you took the vacation in the first place. And most women don't come to me because they want to be better at relaxing. They come to me because they're tired of ordinary life requiring so much effort. They're tired of negotiating with themselves or trying to stop calming themselves down all the time, monitoring how they're feeling all the time, and staying so busy in their mind and trying to calm down their body, convince their body that they're okay. One of my favorite things is what coming home really changes inside. One of my favorite things is when clients say, oh, I relaxed on the first day. Or I realized through my vacation that I hadn't thought about work at all. Or that time that their husband looked at them and said, oh, you're really here. That's what they're after. Not perfection, and certainly not a life without responsibility. Let's face it, you've grown to love that responsibility. You admire yourself and you trust yourself because of all the responsibility you've carried throughout your life. But you want a life where your attention belongs to the moments that you've worked so hard to create. You spent so much time building this beautiful life, so much effort creating this beautiful life, that you should be able to feel it. You should be able to live and feel on the inside the way your big, beautiful life looks from the outside. And that's what we get to create together inside coming home. So give yourself a breath. If you ever felt like you've come home from vacation feeling really, really tired, don't assume that you've done something wrong. Okay? Do not make that your first assumption. I want you to pay attention and recognize that your body may simply be responding to a pattern that made sense for a really, really long time. And the good news is these patterns can change very, very quickly. Your life already has. Your life has changed many, many times. Your body can too. The subconscious patterns influencing your nervous system, which influence those distracted thoughts, they can change. They can shift. I want to thank you for spending this time with me today. I want you to be very, very loving with yourself. And if you had someone come to mind while you were listening to this, I'd love for you to send the episode to her. She may think she's the only one who needs 3 days of her vacation before vacation finally begins. And if you're listening to this and you're thinking, that's exactly what happened to me, then I invite you to schedule a private conversation, okay? We'll talk about what's happening beneath the surface for you and whether coming home is the right next step for you. Until next time, I want you to take really good care of yourself. Be very kind to yourself if you're noticing these patterns. When they're happening, try not to pick on yourself or put yourself down for them happening. Put your hand on your heart. Connect with yourself. Remind yourself that you are safe and that it's okay to focus in the present moment. Be very loving, kind, gentle with yourself. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.